So they're always having conversations and they're drunk.
Can you look at the camera?
I'm here too.
Welcome back to the Dr. Z show.
Oh, okay.
Jacob once again has to talk as soon as I've been watching the leftover Dr. Z shows, or like not the leftover ones, but
the leftovers that you keep.
all the leftovers,
The ones that are just garbage.
that I keep just not posting. No, but I've been watching the Dr. Z shows.
moldy.
I've been watching them in preparation. I mean, some of them are. I've been watching them in preparation for the culmination of the bet that we mentioned last episode and the episode before that. Because Jacob's not doing any work. He's watched like what, 2 something.
I've at least watched like
Actually,
10.
no, hold on. I have the list up over here on my other screen.
I added 2, but I have listened to
26,
like half
28.
the episodes.
You're
A
only
little
listed
under
as 26 and 28.
Yeah, but I was going through.
Anyway, point. So I've been watching them in the culmination. I don't even remember what my fucking point was.
Jacob talking, whatever.
Jacob is bad.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
feel
okay.
bad.
No, yes. Well, yes, that. But I'm shocked at the amount of times that Jacob begins speaking as soon as I say welcome back to the Dr. Z show. It happens so much. And I don't really know why. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. But as we talked off air just recently, that Jacob is bad and he should feel bad. So like,
well, that was about magic.
Why.
It's totally different.
Well, no, because Jacob should always be. Jacob is always bad.
I have integrity. I'm the same
because of magic.
I have integrity, and I'm the same person. I'm the same person in every situation.
You should always be.
Jacob is Tybalt, but in real life.
ABB, always be bad.
Oh, Nicobolus didn't do anything wrong.
He did lots wrong, viewers. He did lots wrong.
Even Sarkon.
Sarkon was like, dude, that's too much.
You need to slow down, bro. It was like,
look,
better not.
I like dragons, and that's too much.
You know the meme where the guy sees the girl walking by and the other guy's like, Nicobolus is the girl walking by, and Tybalt is the guy that's like, and literally everyone else is, or Sarkon is the guy that's like, and literally everyone else is the guy that's like, no, don't. Although the same could be said.
No, you mean the
of
girlfriend
Johnny...
who's doing this?
No. I mean, so like, there's the girl that walks by in the first frame, and there's a guy like looking at her, and he's like, ooh, and then like
while holding hands with his girlfriend.
No.
Oh,
and then there's another guy that like is like, better not.
Oh, you're different meme. Okay.
To make it clearer to the viewers, and just because this is the way that it is, the girl walking by is white, the guy looking at her is white, and the guy that's like, better not is black.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't, no, but I'm just for clarification on which meme, because there are so many memes now. You were confused. No, but if I had described the meme that way the first time, would you have known?
Yeah.
Quicker?
I mean, sure, but when you just said it wasn't the girlfriend meme, then I knew.
Okay. Alright, whatever.
I don't know.
Apparently I'm a racist. This is the
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a distinction that maybe didn't need to be made.
At work, so many people now are like,
we're cutting this.
No, we're not.
Oh my god.
They refer to me either as the Yankee or that guy who says this is the South a lot.
But it is the
because
South.
I'm like, I mean, no, I'm not wrong.
You're
They're
not.
Like, oh, you say that all the time, Tony. I'm like, yeah, because it's accurate. Have you looked at a map?
There's nothing funnier than when a customer looks at me and it says, so you're not from around here, are you? It's like, what gave it away?
Nah.
What gave it away? My everything?
I feel like if I were Nicobolus, I would feel like Sarkon. I would.
How long have you been waiting to say this?
So long.
Like 45 seconds.
About the South.
Jacob, get
continue.
on our lower level of being in the South. Just only if you look at a map. We're not actually like uneducated, but never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so if you drink too much sweet tea, Gotta be careful with that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
someone's like, "Oh, you don't drink diabetes?" Or bleh. Wow, holy shit. they were like,
Do
"Oh,
you drink
don't-
diabetes?
You don't really live in the South. You don't drink sweet tea." I'm like, I would die.
Well, whenever someone's like, "Do you want tea?" I always ask, like, "Oh, is it sweet or iced tea?" And they're like, "Oh, it's iced tea." It's like, "Is there sugar in it?" And they're like, "Well, of
Did
course."
you liquefy him? Are you drinking him? What about Law and Order?
What is that a quote from?
No, Ice-T. He's the guy on Law and Order.
Oh,
He's an
I
actor.
love that. I thought you were
Okay.
quoting.
Wow. No, I was not
that's-
quoting
no,
anything.
that's very good.
No.
Jacob?
Anytime anyone says Ice-T,
Okay.
I have to think, are you talking about the drink or the guy from Law and Order? I just
I'm-
don't think about Ice-T that
Jacob,
much.
can we just torture you already with this terrible cereal?
Okay, wait.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, we're gonna
so-
torture with cereal, and then we'll get to the point of the podcast.
Yes, so on
this
on
episode-
today's episode of Jacob Makes Horrible Life Choices
Okay,
after
for-
deciding
well,
he wants to be Nico Bolas.
Yeah. Well, I guess
really
it'll be
long
three
title.
things. It'll be three things. The first terrible decision would be to be Nicol Bolas.
Yeah.
The second terrible decision is
That one first. Yeah, that one
Minecraft.
will be less terrible.
Crunch with them cinnamon
Creeper
flavored
Crunch.
cinnamon
For some reason,
flavored
I did not know that it had a subtitle.
cinnamon.
No, don't show
flavored.
the other one. No, you've ruined it.
And the other one is Peeps.
But why did you
cereal.
buy the family size?
I don't know. It existed.
On today's episode of Jacob Makes Terrible Life Choices.
Yep.
But if I
At
were
least you
Nicol
didn't buy the
Bolas-
family size snack pack of that dragon magic
Yeah.
shit that you ate
Yeah.
the first time.
so bad.
10 ughs out of 5.
Okay, so if I were Nicol Bolas, I feel like Sarkon Vol would be the one minion who got away. Like I would always be pining out.
Who got away?
You know, like I'd be happy
Like
with all.
escape because you were
minions
trying to
that I've
kill
acquired.
him, or you would like
And he
you
was
would have
super.
like a boy
If
band.
things
poster
are
of
so
him on your
bad
wall.
that the dragon
was-
fucker doesn't want to be on your side, you know you've messed up. Like that's it.
I love how arrogant he was. Like way up until the end, he was like, "Everyone will love me," and everyone's like, "No, we don't."
No
though."
one likes you.
No.
What happened to poor Nicol Bolas? I mean, we can look at his like entire story.
No, see, here's the thing though: is I always feel bad for Ajani because
Yeah.
yes, Brenna, get upset. I always feel bad for Ajani because on Kaladesh, Ajani like told the entire Gatewatch, he was like, "Hey, don't fuck with Nicol Bolas. He'll wreck your shit."
Yep.
And then he like left the room, and they were like, "Let's go fuck with Nicol Bolas," and he wrecked their shit. Like,
and that's
and
how
then Ajani
Jace
probably
lost.
showed up and was
Yeah.
like, "Bruh, I literally told you not."
And that's
to
how
do
Jace
this
lost his
exact
mind.
thing
That's how we got Ixalan
again.
again.
So maybe we should be happy then because Ixalan was a pretty good set.
Well,
It's a good
if
set.
nothing else, I love this like Jace
Also-
Veraska love going on.
Is the Jace Vraska couple name like Jaska or Vrace?
They're both bad.
Jacob's asking the real questions.
Yeah.
They both suck.
What I like about it most is that it's fully enemies to lovers. Enemies to
Yep.
friends to lovers. Yeah. Anyway, torture your body.
Let's have cereal. I'm gonna
Okay,
get-
you were like torture your body, and I was like, we're not that kind of podcast.
Uh,
I mean, we kind of are.
At this point, if we're talking about Nicol Bolas, anything's on deck. Although even friggin' Rakdos was
Jacob,
against
No.
just open
No,
your fucking
the
mouth and put the
showstopper
cereal
wasn't
in.
on his side either. Rakdos wasn't on his side.
He
I know,
let
that's what
Gideon
I-
ride
it's not
him like a carnival animal.
Oh god.
Yeah, and he was like, never speak of this.
Yeah. I love that card just because of the flavor text.
Oh god.
Unlikely aid.
Yeah.
No, we've been through that already. We talked about that off record. Please.
Alright,
Let's
so
stop.
we are having the Minecraft Creeper Crunch. It is uncomfortably blocky cereal.
Define
It makes-
uncomfortably blocky.
It makes sense. It's Minecraft, but it's just so square.
Okay, please show the camera.
It's very
Oh.
square.
That's very weird.
Those look like companion cubes.
Also, if I lose the bet, this is an additional thing while Jacob's
Mhm.
deciding. If I lose the bet, I will try these very bizarre Indian snacks that Claire got at this grocery store.
What are they
And
called?
they all look. I don't know, but they all look terrible.
Because there's some good Indian like snacks.
There are, but these do not look like that. They look horrible.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try them. I might try them on the show anyway, but
I'm gonna give Creeper
We'll see.
Crunch 1 yum.
really,
It's okay.
It just kind of looks
it-
like terrible off-brand Lucky Charms.
it does
Yeah,
actually.
and the cinnamon flavor helps, and admittedly, it's not like overbearing.
Is it
you know.
better than Lucky Charms?
No, there's not enough marshmallows.
Okay.
At least in the bites that I had, but it's okay. It's passable cereal. Opening the packages of these was a mistake, like just period. Not
What?
because the sugar smell out of them was just like
Insane.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So how do you
assaulted
get the cereal out if you don't open the package?
maybe open in a separate room, like in a hazmat suit.
You get one of
And
those
then-
little boxes with the gloves, and you like
Yeah, for
Yeah.
tear
doing
it, and then you have to leave it in there
for
to
doing
fumigate.
dangerous titrations. Yeah.
Once the sugar half-life has like
Yeah.
gone down a few generations, you can.
We have to open this. Now what? We have to wait 10 years. What? Won't it be stale? Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but
Trust
it
me.
won't get it. The sugar won't get in your lungs, and that's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on to the
Right.
peeps?
We're trying Peep cereal, which looks like really bad not Lucky Charms. Fruity
In
Loops.
solidarity, I'm gonna eat a peep.
Fruit Loops.
That's not solidarity. That's just you enjoying something that is good while Jacob makes a face like it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Interesting.
The marshmallow is definitely a superior marshmallow.
Hmm.
To what?
So
to the
to the
Minecraft marshmallow?
yeah, to the Creeper Crunch.
I mean, yeah,
I think
it's
Creeper
peeps.
Crunch has a superior like cereal by itself.
Okay.
Like I can imagine like I don't know, grandmas pouring this for their grandkids when they visit.
Okay, so wait, hold on. What is the Peeps cereal? Like, what does it look like? Oh, so there's like actual cereal pieces. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just.
No, it's not just
Okay.
marshmallows.
Okay, so
Or-
I thought it was just Peeps, but small.
That'd be a
For
lot.
some reason.
That'd be a lot.
I mean, I'm real dumb.
I mean,
Which reminds me. No, speaking of things that I didn't know that were clearly obvious to everyone else except me, which is a really long way to put that. I realized that I never told anyone about the Go-Gurt thing.
yeah.
I brought it up like several episodes ago. I didn't know for the longest time about Go-Gurt. I just didn't know that it existed. I never saw commercials for it. I never heard of it.
Did you not
I
watch
don't know.
Nickelodeon?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I did.
Because there were a bunch of Go-Gurt commercials on Nickelodeon.
Apparently, I didn't watch Nickelodeon at the right time. So anyway,
I had Go-Gurt
This is-
before we had like
before you had
Full
cable, Go-Gurt existed before cable. So here's the thing. So this is like months ago now at this point because I'm really late on explaining this. One of the kids comes in. He's like, "Can I have a Go-Gurt?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is Go-Gurt?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so I was like, "Dude, what is that?" And he was like, "Go-Gurt. It's in the drawer." And I was like, "Sure." And I thought that he just like meant yogurt, but he like made up a weird name for it
Mm-mm.
because he's a child and children do that shit all the time. And so I was like, I gotta see what this is. And so I went in the kitchen and like opened up the fridge, like pulled the drawer out, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And I like opened it up and I was like, this is just yogurt in a tube.
Uh-huh. It's yogurt
with
on the
more
go.
sugar.
It's yogurt
You
on the
could just take regular yogurt on the go. Like, what do you need a tube for?
One-handed yogurt. Come on.
Right. No, I almost said Gabe Newell.
yogurt.
You
Not
never
Gabe
know
Newell.
when you're gonna need a free
You're gonna
hand.
need an extra hand. No,
Todd
yeah,
Howard.
like, get your Go-Gurt on while you're
Alright,
using
Oh,
your other
oh,
hand. for
Don't
things.
use that maneuver while talking about Todd Howard
It was
or
a really
Go-Gurt.
big Go-Gurt, okay?
Yeah, whoops, my Go-Gurt, it's
How can
everywhere.
someone else with their
I
very
sprayed-
large
I
Go-Gurt?
sprayed my Go-Gurt everywhere. Oh no.
No,
I'm so
they're
glad
gonna
she took
stay
her
off
headphones
until we're
off
done
and
with
can't
this
hear. Yeah, no,
nonsense.
okay, we're done. Oh, we're done.
I don't believe you. I have Go-Gurt in...
I just imagine seeing Go-Gurt like fly across the room. It's
No!
like, ugh.
I have Go-Gurt in my freezer right now. That is...
Why is it in your freezer? It's a
So-
yogurt.
Okay, so I don't like yogurt or Go-Gurt, if I'm being honest. But I will at least eat yogurt sometimes. But Go-Gurt in particular, I don't know what it is, but the texture is a nightmare to me. But I bought it.
Because there's so much sugar in it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
so sugary.
But besides that, I just hate the texture, and I think
Jacob,
it,
are
I
you
think it
still
tastes
eating
fine.
the Peeps cereal, or are you eating the Minecraft cereal?
He
I
finished
finished
the
the Peeps
Peeps, yeah.
I went back
Oh
to
my
Minecraft
God.
cereal.
What was the rating on the Peeps?
Oh yeah, what was the rating?
1 yum, just because the marshmallows
Okay.
were pretty good. The
I-
marshmallows were pretty good. Like
thought it was too
I
sweet.
I don't like actual Peeps.
Oh, I love
but-
Peeps.
Oh right, you're one of
Peeps
those like
cereal marshmallows are
weird
good.
people.
Wait, I'm weird for not liking Peeps, or Brenna's
Yeah.
weird for liking Peeps?
No, you're weird for not liking Peeps. Peeps are literal sugar.
Yeah, I don't like
They're
them.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like marshmallows. I just in general. I like them in s'mores. I like them like baked into things. I like marshmallow cream like with baked goods, but I do not like just eating marshmallows.
Okay. Sure.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know.
Sure.
Jacob
No.
doesn't like marshmallows.
This is it's fine. You're allowed to not like or like things. I don't like applesauce, and
I like hot chocolate. I just don't.
I like homemade applesauce.
I
because you
don't
gotta
like
make it
chow
right.
and-
I don't
down
like
on
applesauce at all. It's a textural nightmare. Don't
That's
get
how I feel about.
don't get that mush near me.
We talked about it on an episode recently. Tapioca. That's how I feel about tapioca.
tapioca's the
I'm
same
just like,
way,
yeah.
Tapioca's not great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tapioca's a little weird, but I like the flavor of tapioca.
fair.
This
But-
is just the food episode of the Dr. Z show now. Again.
Again.
like,
Just more
we
food.
did a food episode once. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Wait, when did we
Is
do
that a
this?
plastic cup?
Yeah. So, oh my god. So, these aren't mine. And I don't. Well, they are mine, but they're not like mine. They're Lewis's, and there was a
Brenna's by right of conquest.
Oh, don't say it that way. Oh God. Don't say
Okay.
it that way, Jacob.
I'm gonna drink my beer to that one.
It's about like fighting.
I know,
That's
but
not-
just
like- Like
never
that
mind.
term is always like, I understand they're in a relationship, but like it didn't have to go that direction, right? Like,
But it did.
See,
Sure,
okay, so even she thought
whatever.
about it that
Yeah,
way. So, okay, anyway.
obviously.
sure.
Okay.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Brenna
so
stole Lewis's cup.
no, he just bought a bunch of stupid plastic cups from
Oh.
like an online restaurant retailer for really cheap.
I mean, they're easy to clean.
Well,
like,
they're
and
really big. That's
if
the
you break them, they're not like
yeah, they were inexpensive.
you can't break them by
The
dropping
biggest
them.
appeal is that they hold a lot of liquid, so you don't have
So
to.
does a human being, but you can't buy them from an online restaurant retailer.
Well, have
Well,
you tried?
maybe-
Retailer is located on the internet.
I hate the energy we've come into this episode with. I just want to talk about that. For a minute.
I
Do
say
you
it's
like being on the show?
I
This is a
do.
real. This is kind of a real question.
I
Sometimes I
do.
wonder because sometimes like you get really angry on the show, and then I'm like worried about talking to you for a little while. No, this is like a real
I
thing. I talked
know.
to Jacob about this, and I was like worried about I'm always like, does Brenna hate me now? Like, and I like worry about
No.
if we're not friends anymore
Oh my
because
God.
you've gotten so angry about something I've said on the show, like either in passing
Oh
or
my God.
sometimes we've disagreed. I'm just this
sure.
is how my anxiety
Sure,
manifests.
sure. No, I'm just. This is
It's
It's
not
a
just
2/2
you, but it happens to you all the time. What?
It's a 2/2.
Oh, manifest. Jacob, shut up with your Nicol Bolas bullshit. All right.
technically
That's-
manifesting is from the Animatu deck. Technically. Anyway, hey, what's the episode actually about?
That was my impression of Nicol Bolas. I hope you like.
Why was he an octopus? Like, why was he like a squid monster suddenly?
Because
Like,
he's just a noodly spirit now, banished to the spirit realm.
I want you to know we've been recording for about 18 minutes.
oh,
Yeah.
that's short.
I know,
compared to
this is a short
fucking
intro for us.
The other one where we talked about fucking.
Silence in the Lambs for 45 minutes?
Oh yeah, talked about Silence of
Which
the
is
Lambs
where
for,
the
like,
Go-Gurt
45
came
minutes.
up initially.
Okay, I'll be back. I have to put away the milk that I used
Yes,
for this.
go put away.
No,
go
just
put-
drink it. Just drink it straight
No,
from
don't
the
drink
jug.
that much
Just
almond
all
milk.
of it
Don't
right
drink that
now.
much almond
Ah.
milk. You don't need that much almond milk in your life.
Oh no.
Oh, you ate it with almond milk.
Yeah.
You've tainted the cereal.
No, almond milk's fine.
I have to drink cashew milk. Like. Okay, so Jacob, go put away the milk.
Go
and
put away your milk.
We'll
And
just
then
sit here awkwardly in silence.
I mean, I was
we'll
just saying, we could at least introduce the episode.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll let all of this negative energy.
It's
diffuse
all from you being Nicobolus!
Take it. It's fine.
You're taking my spark.
Ugin, do your thing.
You know, like, just everyone knows what you're talking about right now. Meanwhile, like, all the magic all the non-magic people that are not listening to this right now, because we don't have that big of an audience, are like, what the fuck is he talking about?
So today on the episode of the podcast that we're recording currently,
Did you forget the name of the podcast?
No, I started my sentence incorrectly. Today we're gonna be talking about like nerd-based or nerd-themed music. And when we say
Different than the music.
yes,
Sorry, were you about
I
to
was
say
gonna say, yeah,
that?
different than the music
Because we
episode.
had that music episode.
No, this is specifically about things like Harry and the Potters or Trock and
Dan Bull.
yeah, Dan Bull and stuff, or like I think we can even kind of lump in like internet meme music in some ways too, right? Like shoes or like
Yeah, okay.
shoes.
It's
Can-
different than
can
video
I get a
game
box?
music, but yeah.
Can I get a box?
So we definitely have to put Smooth McGroove on this list.
yeah.
Do we include like weird trap mixes of memes?
Yeah,
and-
like the Caillou trap remix. Swag like Caillou.
I love the Caillou
I
trap
love it
remix.
so much.
It's the only good thing
Oh.
ever to come out of Caillou, but I love the Caillou trap remix.
There's so many
So
good
do we
ones.
also put in? It wasn't not trap remixes. It was
Shmo Yoho counts.
no bands like Flight of the Conchords or Lonely Island. I mean
Ooh.
bands like.
Okay, so I think that's comedy music, which is separate.
Okay, so that's like on the out. That's like sort of on the outskirts.
That's like
I
Weird
think,
Al.
Of, like,
yeah, I
meme
think like the
music.
Weird
Okay, yeah.
Al, even the Bo Burnhams at this point have kind of transcended from just internet music into full proper comedy music. So it's more
Yeah,
like
well, Tumblr like worships Bo Burnham, and that's where he got like a lot of. his
he's
fame,
coming
I
out with a
think.
new special.
Oh,
He
is
just
really?
announced it today.
Are you using like a Bo Burnham voice when you say
No,
that?
that's just
This is
me.
like a
This
little
is my
sounding-
announcer voice. I'm glad
Okay.
Jacob got that it was my announcer voice.
Coming this Sunday.
Yeah.
Football.
No, I think like
Ow.
These Titans.
the Tim Minchin's and the Lonely Islands of the world are kind of their own separate realm of like
Okay.
proper.
Yeah, like so like
Comedy.
Weird Al
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a funny artist and nerds like
He's like
him.
a wacky dude.
Yeah.
He's necessarily talking about like comic books, video games.
The closest he gets is white and nerdy, like. But again, that's more
Which
of a
is like,
parody. That's more of a
yeah, which
parody
is
of a
like the
concept.
super stereotype. It's also like the super stereotype of like the 80s, like nerds aren't cool,
Yeah.
like nerd kind of deal, like
No.
Revenge of the Nerds kind of nerd.
Yes, correct. No, when I think of like internet music specifically, and that's where a lot of like the Harry and the Potters and like Harry Potter rock, Time Lord rock, stuff like community based music. I think a lot of that came out of the internet, right? So things like Shmo Yoho, I think, kind of count in this like nerd music realm, right? Of like meme music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a band that, well, it's Neil Cicierega.
Mm-hmm.
But his band Lemon Demon
Yep.
doesn't necessarily cover specific nerd stuff, but it does like riffs on a lot of tropes
Mm-hmm.
in media.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he's kind of that's kind of I feel like a little bit of an in sort of weird in between.
I feel
there's
weird in between about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of artists as well who do stuff like
Like referential.
yeah, and there's a lot of people who just do covers of video game music, and like, you know, there's just so many of them that I can't really recommend many of them because there's just so many. Like Smooth McGroove, he's great.
Yeah, highly recommended.
Well, I guess, and a question I have too is like, does MF Doom count in this category?
Ooh.
Because MF Doom is a literal supervillain, and that's the entire persona he created. Rest in peace.
Yeah, no.
Like
Absolutely.
he was inspired by comic books to create this rap persona, who was a villain taking over the world.
I'd say yes.
Okay.
I would say yes, but that's like on the outs.
yeah.
Because he didn't like rap about games or like movies or whatever. Like
He did a little bit. Some of his
yeah,
like
okay.
he definitely like references a lot of that stuff in his like flow.
Okay, well, so do we talk then do we count like Rakim and the Leftovers? I did mean to say Leftovers that time, of like the Wu-Tang Clan and like Run the Jewels, because like, well, Run the Jewels also like piggybacking off the MF Doom reference, like a lot of their music, Run the Jewels was in Iron Fist like kind of a lot.
Were they? I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, no, a lot of the fight scenes Blockbuster, the one where the
Oh yeah.
martial arts teacher like goes absolutely
Yeah.
apeshit. Blockbuster Night Part 1 is on that,
You're right.
and it fucking slaps. That song's fire.
Well, and I mean, I'm also thinking of like No Save Point too, right? Like, which
Yeah.
slaps hard
From
Cyberpunk.
From the Cyberpunk soundtrack, and but they did Rakim and some of Wu-Tang Clan did a lot of the music for Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
There's that song Bulletproof Love from season 1, and King's Paradise from the end of season 2.
Yeah. I feel like stuff like that, and maybe MF Doom does fall into this category. It starts to get away from what we're actually talking about and more into just like nerd inspired music instead of like nerdy music. And that's like a really
No, that's true.
I would like to open it up to include a lot of that.
Okay,
To include
I'm down.
like, because
I mean, music is huge.
While-
like, just as a topic,
Yeah.
like there's so much music that exists.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of artists who do songs either out of a love for or because they're commissioned to make music for like
Well, and I guess
comic
like
book movies and TV shows and other things that like, you know, there's tons, like there's this one like UFC fighter who's super into Naruto, just like ridiculously, like references Naruto all the time, like and so just that idea of like there's people who are popular for other things who are also just big nerds.
Well, I mean, that's
Terry
and-
like-
Crews
I-
is really into Lego and Star Wars.
Joe Manganiello.
yeah, like and
I was gonna say Joe
indeed, like-
Manganiello. Like, Joe Manganiello has a
Yeah.
literal shrine to like Gary Gygax in his house.
shoot, what is his name?
Thundercat.
There's that one.
I was gonna say Thundercat did an entire song. The lead track from his last single was called "Dragon Ball Do Rag," which, if you haven't listened to Thundercat's
Keanu
last
Reeves
album, listen to it.
Keanu Reeves is really into nerd
Yeah.
shit. That's why he was like in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
He wasn't like in
Yeah.
it. He was in it. Like, fuck.
Shoot, there's this one guy who's on the Command Zone. Like, he's a guest on game nights a lot. I
Cassius
cannot
March?
remember. Yeah,
Cassius March,
Yeah,
the defender for the 49ers.
yeah, he
Defensive
is
end,
super.
yeah.
He just opened his own
He
store,
opened
like
a
his own.
car shop. Yeah, good for him.
Weird. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Cassius
Yeah.
March. Yeah.
So, anyways, and that reminded me of a few things. One was that I didn't like the song very much, but Eminem's Venom
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for the
Yeah.
end credits of
Actually,
Venom.
I liked Venom. Unfortunately, the Run the Jewels track on the Venom album is
Yeah, I
real
like that movie
bad.
a lot. I do not like the theme song that Eminem has.
I really liked Eminem's songs. I did not like the Run the Jewels track that released prior to the
And
movie
then
was released.
also Train has those two songs for Spider-Man 2,
You're right. Yeah.
or like one maybe, like
Yeah.
Ordinary and what's the other one?
I don't
New
remember.
Sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ordinary and New
Really?
Sensation.
Mhm.
But like I think Ordinary is the one that specifically references it, and then I guess the third thing is the entire soundtrack for Into the Spider-Verse
Oh yeah.
is
Wait,
I-
do Bond
so many of those songs
themes
were like
count?
written.
Oh wow, do James Bond
I don't
themes
know.
count in this then?
Is James Bond nerd culture?
I would say it is.
We've talked about
have
you
we've talked
listened-
about James Bond on the show
Have you
several times.
have you heard a
as
James
in-
Bond fan talk about James Bond? Because they get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of James Bond, but
Well, what I was thinking as well is just in bringing up this topic is that we've
we have
limited
to set. Yeah, we have to.
ourselves to like fantasy sort of.
Well, I feel like we have to
sci-fi
sort of
as
make
like
a box if we're going to talk about it on the show. Otherwise, this episode is going to be like 30 million
Oh,
years
no, no.
long. Like,
Well,
we
I
have to
meant-
have some kind of boundary where, like, we're talking about this kind of nerd music.
yeah.
Because
I
I
meant
think-
more.
Was it you that opened it up and were like, we should talk about music? And I was like, oh god, like, because just even categorizing that is bonkers.
Yeah, I was just thinking, just opening up the show in general to like fandom as a point of
Yeah.
coverage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a part of me that wants to talk about sports at some point. Not like
yeah.
not that I'm into sports, but I want to talk about people's love of sport, if that makes sense. Like
Well,
that's
yeah,
a
and we've
that's
also
a fandom.
referenced.
Classical
we've al-
music, books, like.
Well, we've also Claire would love to be on an episode about classical music. We've also referenced like fantasy, like football and fantasy baseball
Yeah.
as like basically Dungeons and Dragons,
It's
but
stats.
sports.
It's statistics. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Like that was the biggest thing when like I did a season or two of fantasy football, and it's just knowing your statistics about that shit. So it's absolutely like nerdy. And
It's,
there's
yeah,
a,
it's math.
and
nerd
there's a
shit.
reason I did well because I like actually when I was doing my team lineup I could like I would sit and think like, oh well,
Look
know,
at the
like,
stats.
Edelman had a really bad game last game, and for the past 3 games he's been really weak. So I'll switch in my reserve tight end, and now my 2 tight ends will change out, and blah blah. Blah. And yeah, anyway, I will happily talk about sports. And there's
Do go off. I
will
don't know
happily-
why that line and that accent just came into my brain when you were talking about it, but that's just what happened.
And we can also talk about like sports video games and that too, because there's some classic sports video games. But I think Jacob's right. Like maybe branching off into like nerd inspired music isn't the worst.
I mean, you can agree with him, just don't say that he's right, because then he'll become Nicol Bolas.
Fair enough. However, I do still think...
Bill, you have to say it 3 times.
I
It's
do...
like Beetlejuice.
It's like Beetlejuice. Oh no, we can't say it again. I do think we have to keep comedy music in a separate category. I think we can... I think that's pretty clear
I
to
agree
me.
with that.
Because
Okay.
while it may be nerd-inspired or nerd-influenced, I still think it's its own separate genre. And that could be a whole episode of just, like, comedic music and comedic, I don't know, interpretations of stuff like that.
Clapping.
Yeah, but, like, stuff, like, music that is directly inspired by a work, as well as music that is for a work or from a work. I think that kind of...
You gotta work, bitch.
Okay. So maybe first question then, what is your number 1 recommendation for a like nerd inspired band?
Damble. Without
Oh,
question.
Damble. Okay.
Damble.
Hoist the Black Flag.
Dovahkiin
was honestly my first, and I feel like a lot of other people's real introduction to nerd music, and I loved it so much that one year at basically like the club fair that we had at college, they like hired a DJ and they like tried to make it this big event, but I went up and rapped all of Dovahkiin, and I was like, join gaming club, and like we had a ton of people come over and were like, did someone from like here rap that? And I was like, yeah, that's me. We had a bunch of people sign up that never showed up to gaming club, but they were like, okay.
This
Fun story about rapping Dovahkiin.
Oh no.
When I was working in like the DC public school system, so I was working for a tutoring company that partnered. Yeah, that partnered
right. I was like,
with...
Oh, come on. You call yourself his best friend and I knew that?
For some reason I didn't.
I knew that. I'm Jacob's new best friend.
I'm wearing the shirt
Brenna.
for the company.
For some reason I didn't connect that you worked for the DC public school system. I thought it was like a company that was like it's a company that's subcontracted by the DC school system.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That just sounds like you're a bad friend. That just sounds like you're a bad friend.
Yeah, I'm just the worst.
I'm Jacob's new best friend.
He's in a pod.
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Fuck,
when
I'm
Jacob worked for the
kidding.
DC public school system, Jacob, who I clearly do not know at all.
Yeah, no. Well, okay. So instead of worked for, I mean, I was working in. I did not work for them, but in. Anyways, there was one summer that I was working there, like a bunch of kids doing a summer school program. I like when we were moving all the kids down to lunch, I was super into Damble at the time. I think that was when like he had just like come, really
just dropped.
Yeah. So I was rapping that, just passing the time to myself. Like
I'm so
I just
sorry.
have to like.
Who's rapping?
Dovahkiin.
And this is for people that are lost. The Dovahkiin references into Skyrim.
Yes.
He released a song about Skyrim.
Who's rapping?
Which is so sad because his follow-up song about the expansion was just like not great. The flow in it was not as good. It was not a Soda Stream.
Look, they can't all be
as
winners.
you might say. No, that's true. His songs, "Hoist the Black Flag," "Dovahkiin," and "We're Assassins."
Yes.
From Assassin's Creed 2 are, best ones.
So,
fire.
I like his PlanetSide 2 rap as well.
I don't know if I've listened to that one.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it, but I remember liking it a lot.
His Borderlands one is not for everyone, but it's very good. In that company, everyone just had like all the tutors. You just had a name tag with your first name, and all the students would refer to you as like Mr. or Mrs. Whatever your first
Mr.
name
Jacob.
was. Yeah,
What's
so
your
I
first
was
name?
Mr. Jacob. I was like 19 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like super young compared to like some of the other people there, and I was just waiting for all the kids to like file down in, take their seats, get lunch, whatever, before I could go take my lunch, and I was just rapping that to myself, and some of the kids came up to me later and they're like Mr. Jacob, you can rap? And I was like, sort of.
No.
Like, and then one kid challenged me to a freestyle, and I was like, sorry, like I only just like memorize other people's raps. I can't freestyle. I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
But they did get it as like a, I don't know, like a present for not being horrible.
That's awesome.
Like I rapped for them because they had a whole system. Because a lot of the kids have like they have learning disabilities, and so there's other stuff going on with that. You know, like behavioral issues. And so there's the company has like this whole like little reward system to incentivize people to like
Behave.
Yeah.
No real punishments, but it's more like withholding of reward. It's like you have your progress, and you can lose progress towards a reward.
Yeah.
There's not really like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I think there was like technically a punishment of like like kind of being kicked out of the program if you were like real bad, but
Real bad.
Yeah. But anyways,
Okay.
rap.
I
I would recommend.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
are
was
you
gonna say, I actually have a story about Danville too.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dan
So-
Bull time.
My friend became internet famous briefly for the Caitlin Bennett video at UK where she was discussing
Remind me who
she was-
Caitlin Bennett is.
Gun Girl and or yeah, Kent State Gun Girl and or
Okay.
shit her pants at an Ohio State party. Depends
Oh my
on
God.
the kind of person you are.
Okay, hold on. The Ohio State.
I don't care. She shit her pants at a party. I don't care.
At the Ohio State.
No one cares.
I care.
That's, you know what?
If you care, leave a comment in the description down below.
Don't.
If you care, leave a
Please
comment.
don't.
Do it.
Be
Do
on my
it.
side.
Do
So
it.
anyway,
I need to
so
win.
my friend.
I need a win.
We're gonna put a poll in for who's Jacob's best friend. Based on
I will
audience
probably
feedback.
lose just to spite me.
Just to spite you, absolutely. Our fan base and our friends are petty enough that they would vote for me.
Wow. Today on the Dr. Z Show, Brenna says watchers and listeners of the Dr. Z Show are petty.
But like,
Get fucked.
but like, not like a bad petty. Anyway, so my friend was briefly internet famous because
Like Tom Petty.
yeah, like Tom
Yeah.
Petty.
They're like Tom Petty.
There you
That's
go.
what he's saying.
So while they were briefly
Oh
internet
my
famous, they were one of the people in the Caitlin Bennett video when she went to UK. She's taken the video down since then.
Because she shit herself.
No,
She's
no.
taken
This was
almost all
this
of
was
her
the-
internet presence away.
This was the video that like inspired people to talk about her shitting her pants at a party.
At the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
I saw him put an opponent's wife's hand in a jar of acid
That's
at a party.
It's a party.
That's funny. So she was like walking around. She was talking about specifically like trans bathroom, like college
Because she's
campus
qualified
things.
to talk about that for carrying a
Yeah.
gun during a graduation photo shoot at Kent State.
So she's a libertarian wet dream. That's all they're talking about. That's like all she is. But the point of the story and how Dan Bull ties into this is during the height of their like internet fame, my friend got messaged by Dan Bull. Like
Ooh,
a private
fun.
message on Twitter.
Ooh,
And he was
fun.
like, go you, you're killing it. Like, I'm really proud of like how you're taking like all of this hate and I really like what you stood for and
Why
like what
was
you
your
talked
friend
about
getting hate?
because
They were against Caitlin Bennett.
They're against.
they were against
Okay,
Caitlin
okay.
Bennett.
I'm making connections.
because young Republicans and libertarians were attacking anyone in that video who didn't just like
Young Republicans is just like the wildest concept, man.
There are a
Sorry,
lot of
I
them.
know this is the
There are a
South,
lot
but
of them.
It's wild.
but yeah,
Like you have all these options and you chose
they chose
be a
hatred.
racist.
No, they chose hatred. Yeah, that's fine.
like
However, they were probably raised in an environment where that was accepted and commonly utilized, and they have not had the experience nor the worldliness to understand nor the empathy to consider how it affects other people. And
Yeah.
See, you
And
say that,
even-
and all I hear in the back of my mind is Yoda's voice going, "No, quicker, easier, more seductive. The dark side is."
I mean, and even if they aren't raised in a family that's doing that, like I mean, right
echo
wing
chamber.
stuff. I mean, right wing stuff goes hard on internet recruiting, like
Yeah.
as well. You know, like
There's
somehow-
a reason incels are the way they are.
yeah. So
Anyway,
you know,
not the political episode, but I understand.
there's that story of like the guy who found out that like his son was being recruited by neo-Nazis,
Yeah.
and like he like destroyed like you know like or I forget if he just like found all of like the transcripts of the messages or something like that. I just remember there was a lot of paper involved for some reason, but and him just being like a sad dad.
The
being
point
like,
is, Dan Bull was cool. Was the
I mean,
point
he
of
still
it.
is.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
but like Dan Bull was cool in a time when that coolness was needed. So
and when that's like that you're not necessarily related to his work.
exactly. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of Dan Bull. Was before, and then I'll just never forget the day in our group chat we just saw Dan Bull messaged me on Twitter. It was great. Anyway.
Apple Duckleby. The band that I would recommend, and admittedly this will hit harder if you're into Mega Man, but the band the Proto Men, they have 2 concept albums that kind of cover like an alternate history of
Is it the film noir one?
yes, well, not no. That's something that my sister is really interested in, that she wants to be written someday. But this is like a little bit of an alternate history about Dr. Light and Dr. Wily and kind of how they came to be, and like from their perspectives. And
Okay.
you know, like the first album, which is like the second album is a prequel. So the first album covers more like Mega Man and Proto Man. And then the second album covers more like Dr. Light versus Dr. Wily, you know, before the creation of Mega Man. And they're like the notes that they have for like the lyrics, like they have like stage notes almost for the lyrics, you know, like adding additional context for like what's happening. But there's just some songs in there that like I just have to sing along with every time. And there's one of my favorite songs is this one where like so Proto Man is like killed and then repurposed by Dr. Wily. And then Mega Man goes to fight Dr. Wily. And everyone thinks that sorry. Everyone thinks that Proto Man is dead. And then he's revealed. And when that reveal comes, Dr. Light is talking to Mega Man about it. And he's like, you came here to avenge your brother. You came here to save mankind. Like, you see now, you cannot do both. And it just like gets me every time.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the stuff is just really thematically powerful, even without like the Mega Man context. And it's just so good.
I am trying to remember the name of this group, but so when
Is it Falcon Shield? Because I really want to talk about Falcon Shield.
It's not Falcon Shield.
Okay.
I don't even remember. Like, I used to listen to them a lot. I discovered them on Spotify, like in the really early days of using Spotify, like 2011, 2012.
In the before time.
In the before Spotify subscription time.
Oh, sorry, we're on Spotify now, right?
Yes, we are.
Got a plug. We're on Spotify now.
Plug,
If you
yeah.
prefer us in the audio format, like a weirdo.
I mean, feel free to like us in the audio format. You don't have to look at our faces. That's okay.
We need to talk about our not sponsorship. I have one.
What's our?
right.
That's
No,
right.
Right, yeah. What's our non-sponsor for this episode?
Okay, so this week the Dr. Z Show is not sponsored by Jen and Eric's Generic Genetics, where pets and family can be one and the same.
You should.
Okay, you make that face, but it's not as bad as
Oh yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
other sponsor.
No, the other not sponsor is
that I
way
won't
worse.
mention.
No, we're not talking about that one.
We can't talk about that one.
Oh man. I don't remember the name
I like generic
It's-
genetics. I like that.
It's good.
Yeah, Jen and Eric's generic genetics.
Man, I don't remember the name.
like
Yeah,
that.
the other sponsorship is too saucy.
Oh. But
It's a spicy boy. He's a spicy meatball.
the problem I'm running into is like the band I listened to a lot, it turned out that half of the members were not great people. They were
Fighters?
no.
Okay, I was like, what's wrong with the Foo Fighters?
Nothing wrong with
like,
it.
what have they
Well,
done?
Well, their guitarist is kind of, iffy on AIDS, but it's fine. Not Dave Grohl. Chris, what's his nuts? But I don't remember his name. But his name is Chris. I know that.
I heard what you said, but
His last name is Cashew.
It's not Cashew. But the band I'm talking about is Chameleon Circuit. And they are a Time Lord rock band that had 2 albums that are that are good. But like half of the members turned out to be like emotionally abusive towards their fans. So they haven't.
That is a weirdly prominent problem.
Especially
with,
in early YouTube. It was an
I
early
would say
YouTube
a
space
lot,
thing.
yeah, a lot of early YouTubers and a lot of like musicians that got their popularity on YouTube. Like that guy, Austin Jones, who does like the acapella versions of songs. Like a lot of his songs were really good. I mean, like they still are good, but like I don't listen to him anymore because he was like a pedophile. I mean, is like a pedophile, and that was like really horrible. And I remember hearing about it and like looking up and being like, "Oh God,
Yeah.
what?"
But what sucks is like they're the first thing that comes to mind when I think of like influential nerd rock and like influential stuff that like I cared a lot about. Like
Yeah, I think about Danbull, Smooth Groove, and Falcon Shield. Those are my 3 like immediate.
And I can't remember the other one because I was and I'll ask this too. Do we think the Aquabats count?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Right?
They were on the list of like I looked up so on Wikipedia, list of geek rock artists.
Okay.
And the Aquabats were listed. Do you want me to just read off the list?
Let's run it down.
Sure. Send me the link later.
Yeah. So
I can put it in the
so it
description.
starts off with it's all by like the. Do you want me to say the years that?
No.
Because it branches out by decade.
I'll link to it down below if you're really interested in the years.
Okay. So it does go chronologically ish, but Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band.
Oh yeah, okay. I've heard of Captain Beefheart. They're wild.
That sounds like a horrible name for a porn star.
Oh, hate that. Continue.
David Bowie.
Really? Considered geek.
Yeah.
Labyrinth. Of course, David Bowie is a big fucking nerd. Yeah.
Descendants. I've never heard of them.
No.
Okay. Devo.
Oh, Devo. Interesting.
Devo is on that list.
Whip it.
Mm-hmm.
Into shit.
Oh, Are You Ready? Is on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers soundtrack.
Right.
It's the fight scene. It's the fight scene in
You're right.
in the construction yard before they morph.
Yep.
Nice.
I love that song. It slaps literally and physically.
Elvis Costello.
Ooh. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's an interesting.
I'm okay with that.
Kraftwerk.
Don't know Kraftwerk.
Don't know either. Oingo Boingo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, weird
yeah.
science.
Oingo Boingo's absolutely.
Just for weird science.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Rush.
Rush, really?
I mean, I don't know why, but yeah, they're there.
Because they named
Talking
a racing
Heads.
game after
Talking
them?
Heads, definitely.
Talking Heads, I can see. I can't think of like from a specific track, but I could definitely see. They're
Weird Al.
They're weird.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Weird Al's listed. XTC.
Okay.
Frank Zappa.
Interesting.
He's just a weird dude in general.
He was just
Frank
a weird
Zappa was
dude,
just,
yeah.
like, real fucking weird.
I don't know what the criteria is. It just says a list of artists who are known for producing music in the geek rock genre, including its subgenres such as nerd punk and I don't know if that T is supposed to be there. It says trock.
Time Lord Rock.
It's probably just trock.
Trock.
It's been
Time
around
Lord
for
Rock.
a long time
Yeah.
because Doctor Who
Been around for
has
50
been around for a
years.
long
Yeah, 60 years.
motherfucking time.
All right, then
So
it goes
that.
on. We hit the 1980s. Bare Naked Ladies.
Yep.
They did
Crash-
the theme for Big Bang Theory, weirdly enough,
Mhm.
which sucks, but the
and-
theme is pretty good.
And their song "One Week" is in the Digimon movie,
Yep.
and that is the most important.
Why?
part.
It is.
That's
Because
so
it's
random.
because Tai and Sora kind of like have like a fight over like a birthday present he gives her, and so it's like it starts off with him being like, "Why isn't she hanging out with me?" So the whole like, it's been 1 week since you looked
It's
at me.
been 1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's-
you say these names of people like from the Digimon movie, like I should know who they are.
I
They're
know
like,
who
well,
he's.
I-
I know who he's
I
talking about. Well,
I mean,
'cause
Brenna's pulling ahead in the best friend fight.
I like.
Sorry, I don't and will never watch Digimon.
I like puns.
Really? Digimon's real good.
Digimon's great.
Like, Digimon is significantly better than Pokemon as far as like a show goes.
Mhm.
Okay, I was
Pokemon,
about to say you're about to get crucified by the entire internet. Like
look, Pokemon.
this just in, man
the
on
po-
internet says Digimon is better than Pokemon. Unrelated note: man dies. Like
Yeah, the Pokemon universe is good. Like the games.
I think it's a more cohesive universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show
Digimon.
is real bad.
The Digimon
seasons.
seasons.
It's a trying pan. Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, although there are some good episodes, like when Ash lets Butterfree go, like other, like all that jazz, good stuff.
Mhm.
But I think Digimon has a lot stronger emotional beats.
I think the characters
for
are
me-
better written.
Yeah, like for me, with my I don't know, penchant for like children's media that hits hard, like Digimon was like a key part of growing. Okay.
My only concern with Digimon, and this is just a weird thing that I was thinking about and talking about recently.
Is
Why?
it that everything has to end in Mon?
No. Why
that's
do
annoying.
only the hero Digimon turn into hot people with their final Digivolve? And why are all of the bad Digimon just blobs?
Wait, what? I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't watch it. Like
I
again,
don't know
watch
that
Digimon.
always holds.
It kind of does.
That's,
Think about like a lot of those like final Digivolves, and like they're usually like big titty anime girl and or dude in a loincloth. Like hot dude in a loincloth.
I have missed a lot of Digimon. Clearly, like what on earth are
I
you
don't-
talking? Like
see, the thing is, I don't know. Like,
why are
you'd
what?
have to send me like specific things
Oh,
because
boy.
like there's like the ultimate.
I know
form...
why I never got into Digimon though. I have a
Why?
reason for this. Because Digimon started to become really popular when my family was still living in Germany, and the Germans were like fucking obsessed with Pokemon. They were like, Pokemon is life. So I like by the time I got back, like when we moved back to the United States, Pokemon was like still pulling ahead. Like Digimon like hadn't been, it wasn't
Yeah.
like popular enough to compete. So Pokemon had started to pull ahead again, and so like I just stayed with Pokemon. Like I never like got into Digimon. That's my defense.
Yeah, I don't remember anything like overtly sexual about most Digimon stuff. Like
Oh god.
Like, there's Angelwoman, I guess.
Well, there's also that dude. Oh man, there's a couple of them.
Don't look any of this stuff up
Of course
unless
I
you have safe
can't
search on.
find them.
But anyways, yeah, Digimon, Bare Naked Ladies.
That's a great meme. I'm just gonna post that meme.
So,
at some point.
Crash Test Dummies
Okay.
is listed.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
The Dead Milkman.
No idea.
Thomas Dolby.
Okay.
Don't know who that is.
Guar.
Oh yeah, Guar. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, no, yeah.
Guar makes sense.
Hey, they formed in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Hey,
Guar's local.
Virginians.
Moxie Fruvus.
Sure.
Huh?
They Might Be Giants.
Yep.
Yep, duh.
Minimum wage. Yeah. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Also in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers soundtrack.
Yep.
Violent Femmes, which is an all-male band.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just think is kind of funny.
They got
Andrew-
wildly popular suddenly again after after California came out, after Blink-182's California came out, because people were like, "Oh, the Smiths! Like we know the Smiths. What are the Violent Femmes?" And people started listening to them again. Fun
Sure.
fact. Funny music factoid.
We hit the 1990s. We've got Andrew WK.
Okay.
Don't know who it is. The Aquabats.
Weird
Ben
as fuck.
Folds. Ben Folds 5.
Ben Folds.
They're listed on here. I don't know exactly why.
Sure.
I haven't listed them very much. Bowling for Soup.
Okay.
I can see that.
Dynamite
Bowling for
Hack.
Soup- Oh no, I still have nightmares.
About Dynamite Hack.
Yeah. Don't ever listen to his version of Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Sounds bad.
It's horrific. If Bowling for Soup is on there, Smash Mouth really should be on there.
I
Yeah.
know.
For no other reason than Shrek.
Yeah.
It isn't, but it
Well,
should be.
Mystery Men.
It's not.
Mystery
really.
Men. I feel like it more so Mystery Men than Shrek.
Yeah, Mr. Man's good maybe.
Yeah.
I have work tomorrow.
But Bowling for Soup is on there and Smash Mouth is not. That's a
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
crime.
who compiled this list.
Some fool.
We've got Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
One of them passed away.
Stacy's mom.
One of them
Internet-
passed away.
internet hit.
Their guitarist passed away because he was a
Drug
writer
addict?
he was a writer for
Because he was a writer.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and
Write
he got
stuff, you'll
COVID.
die.
He got COVID.
Oh, no.
Fuck you.
Sucks.
He got COVID and he passed away really early on into the pandemic and
Jeez
That's
Louise.
sad.
thankfully they were able to finish like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and he got to perform some of that last season stuff, which if you haven't watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and enjoy musicals, it's fun. Rachel Bloom's great. She's
Man or Astroman
Okay.
is on this list. The Mini Bosses.
Okay.
I've heard of them. I think you've talked about them, Jacob.
Yeah, I've listened to them a lot. They do a lot of classic Nintendo covers.
Mm-hmm.
The Mountain Goats.
Yep.
Nerf Herder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, just the name. I mean, just the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ozma.
No idea.
Tenacious D.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think they
No.
almost verged into comedy music
Yeah.
in the same
Yeah.
realm as like Weird Al.
Yeah. Weezer.
Yeah.
What? Hold on. Why? Why the sudden? Yeah.
I
They
mean,
mentioned Chronicles of Narnia in their new album.
he mentions the
In
like
End of the Game.
Reverse Cuomo talks about a lot of nerd stuff like throughout his discography. He named an entire album after a character on Lost.
Oh.
Hurley.
I knew that he was on the cover. I didn't realize
It's
that
called
was why he
Hurley.
named it Hurley. Okay,
It's
interesting.
named Hurley.
Well, okay, I didn't know that was why the album was named that. I just noticed that he was on the cover, and I was like, weird. Okay.
It's
I only know about that album because of Ruling Me, because Ruling Me is on the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered soundtrack, or well, the new Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and therefore the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered soundtrack.
That's
Great
a
song.
dark time in Weezer's discography. Hurley,
Wheatus?
Ratitude.
I like some songs on Ratitude.
I only like. If you're wondering if I want you to,
If
I
you're
want
wondering
you
if I want
It's
you to,
the only
that's
one
the
I
one I
like.
think of. That's always the one I think of when I think of Ratitude.
The rest of it's not great.
So we've got Wheatus
Okay.
to finish out the 1990s. All right, coming to the 2000s, we have Alt J.
Yeah.
Which
I'll
was
say-
20 years ago, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Horrible fact
Stop
of the
it.
day.
Stop it.
1980. It was 20 years ago.
It was.
Contain the urge to run away.
Chameleon Circuit.
That's the Time Lord rock band I was talking about. Yeah.
Jonathan Colton.
Yep.
Yeah, no, fuck yeah. He had a song in
First of
Left
May.
4 Dead 2. He wrote, yeah, First of May is fantastic. He wrote, did he write a song about Portal? Or am I misremembering?
Yes,
Yeah, he
I
did.
believe he did.
He's done a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
He has a song in Left 4 Dead 2,
Yeah.
Re Your Brains. It plays on the jukebox if you get lucky.
Yeah.
Not if you have sex, but like if you hit it and it plays the song. Like, well, because a bunch of the songs on a lot of the jukeboxes are the Midnight Riders songs, and they're just like weird, like grunge, like trying to sound like ZZ Top, like rock and roll. And once in a blue moon, you get Re Your Brains to play. There's some like algorithm that goes into deciding it, of course.
You have to trigger all the witches.
Jacob, I'll kill you in real life.
The Darkest of the Hillside Thickets.
Okay.
They apparently do a lot of homages to H.P. Lovecraft.
That makes sense.
So
That doesn't sound like
That
it.
tracks?
Yeah, no, yeah.
the Franchise.
I don't know.
They're
Yeah.
they're a Washington D.C. based rock band.
Oh yay!
What is
Yeah,
it?
so they do cover like comic book stuff
Okay.
in some of their some of their music. Harry and the Potters.
Yep.
Hello Goodbye.
Yep. Not really, but sure.
Okay, you said hello goodbye, and I immediately thought backseat goodbye, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hello, goodbye, I guess, but like, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
they
less
have
so.
yeah, their first album was called Zombies, Aliens, Vampires, Dinosaurs. So
Not
I
what
Fight
I-
Dragons.
That's what yes!
I Fight Dragons.
I Fight Dragons was the band that I was trying to search for in my head.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. I Fight Dragons. Yep. I loved I Fight Dragons for like a while.
Yeah, I
Oh god,
like
I
some of
gotta
their
listen to them
Well,
again.
apparently not, because you couldn't remember their name.
You're
I
not my best
haven't-
friend anymore, Brenna.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh man, they released an album in 2019. I gotta listen to it. The last one. I
Not
listened-
right now. Not right
Obviously
now.
not.
Right
Although
now.
Jacob rectified list, his new mix is fire. You gotta listen to it. You gotta check it out. It's fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
He's been inactive for a year. It's fire. Get on Mixcloud.
How are you?
Go
How are you
rectify it. It's not
listening to
sponsored.
it?
It's on Mixcloud.
Mixcloud. Okay.
Mixcloud.
Okay. Lemon Demon
Yep.
and the Proto Men.
Yep.
We've talked
Thank-
about.
Talking
Thank
about
you.
both of them.
Then we've got
Yeah, it's on
Paul
Mixcloud.
and Storm.
Paul and Storm. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of these bands are based out of either like around like DC or California.
Interesting that there's like a large DC nerdcore music scene.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
mean, Magfest is hosted there.
I guess it's Magfest.
Magfest was originally about music,
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
specifically.
Um,
It's the M in Magfest.
well, yeah.
yeah, and then Thundering Asteroids.
Okay. Good name.
All right, and then 2010s we've got the Double Clicks,
Okay. Yep.
Double Experience, 5-Year Mission, and Time Crash.
Time Crash. I've heard of Time Crash.
I've not heard of any of them.
So, anyways, that was just
Yeah.
a small a small listing of some of these bands, but
Anamanaguchi too. Anamanaguchi should be on
yeah.
that list. Absolutely.
Yeah. Another
Puppet,
rapper,
is that song?
kind of like Dan.
Service
Well,
Remix.
actually, there's two artists that are kind of like Dan Bull that you guys might like. One is Mega Ran, and another is Miracle of Sound. Miracle of Sound is
Miracle
not a
of
rapper.
Sound is great.
Yeah, he's not a rapper, but he is a very talented musician because he has done so many styles of music.
Mining All Day Long, Commander Shepard,
I mean,
and
that's
Gordon
like-
Freeman Save My Life are my favorites.
Well, I was to say that's almost like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards. Like every album is different. And I don't know if King Gizzard is necessarily like nerdy. I just wanted to talk about them for a second because they're music nerds.
Let's see. Miracle of Sound. He's got a really good song about Game of
also, I
Thrones.
Suck at Call of Duty. Great song.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
song by Miracle of Sound.
My favorites of his are I mean, like Gordon Freeman Saved My Life is a classic. But I love his Duzek's Human Revolution song New Black Gold, and his one for BioShock Infinite. Those songs
I've
are
not heard either of those, but
they're so good. Oh my gosh, they're just so good.
I'm also gonna.
And I really like the Dishonored song too, but I know that I am the Dishonored fanboy in this group.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm also gonna throw out.
I mean, in most groups.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out MC Lars as well. Just like the nerdiest white boy rapper.
Throw them out like in the garbage. Or
No,
like...
I like MC Lars. It's
Like the way that she drank iced tea earlier.
yeah, the same idea. Yeah. I mean,
Was that even on the show? Did we even
Oh,
talk
I-
about that on? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
we
it
did.
was.
Yeah, we
no,
did.
we were recording. Okay.
and then MC Chris as
All
well.
just blurs together.
Yeah.
MC Chris and MC Lars. Okay.
Yeah. They're both
I have to put.
just like aggressive white boy rappers. MC Chris, I think, literally has a song called Nerd Girl. Yeah, Nerd Girl.
I have to put Falcon Shield on the list.
Well, of course you do. You've already talked about Falcon Shield.
But no, I mentioned.
But we
them.
haven't
I didn't talk
talked
them.
about Falcon Shield. Not really.
I mean, they're they're German.
Probably. They pull a lot of European like League of Legends.
Yeah,
people.
they're Europe based, and they were like a kind of like one of your like local like rock bands that was like up and coming, and then they did now I can't even think about what it's called. What are they? This is War. They did This Is War, which was about like two countries in League of Legends, like lore, like fighting each other, and they had a bunch of guests as like the characters from League of Legends, and it was wicked popular. It got huge popular. And
Cool.
now they're up to This Is War 6. They're talking about doing a 7th, because
That's
they
a
want to
lot.
stop and they want to go back to like making rock music, but they keep like getting crowdfunded to do more, so they keep doing more. 2 has the best verse. 2 has the best of the verses. 5 is weirdly good. I also like the beginning of 3 part 1, the beginning of Shadow Isles, because once you listen to Kha'Zix's verse, the rest of the song is just trash by comparison, because Kha'Zix just destroys everyone, like in the song, not in League of Legends. He's trash in League of Legends, but point.
So a couple things. One, there was an artist who he stopped making music. I don't really know
Bad
why.
Administrator.
Yeah, Bad Administrator. He was one of my favorite like
Fantastic.
artists. He's just a
Fantastic
really good
nerd
rapper.
Artist. Yeah, no, he's great.
In This Is War 6, there are a lot of Magic the Gathering references.
Yeah, the
Stoneforge
Nahiri
Mystic.
references, Stoneforge
Yeah.
Mystic, yeah.
And then also, this is unrelated to music or anything, but I was reminded of Magic references. some of the developers for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare are just huge Magic nerds, and they named some of the characters after Planeswalkers. So like the character Gideon
Really?
there is named after Gideon Jura.
Really?
Yeah, and there's another one who's also named
Okay.
after. There might be an Ajani too. I think it might be Gideon and Ajani as the Planeswalkers, but let me check.
Interesting.
My friend group didn't realize that I named one of my D&D characters after Karn.
Is his name Karn?
No, her name is Karn. Yeah, her name is Karn.
Oh,
Her name. Yeah.
know.
Her name's Karn. But
Is
huh?
Is Karn female in
Karn
Magic
is-
lore?
No, Karn is a male.
Okay.
I
don't know these things.
Karn is a construct with a masculine presentation and I don't know, identification. I think he goes by he. I'm not familiar with Karn's pronouns.
He's referred to as he by
Yeah.
Urza.
Yes.
So
we'll go with that. But in the lore, I just liked the name a lot, and I wanted a name that kind of was like easy and straightforward. So in the lore of my character creation, her grandfather was passing on into the older world of the elves, and wanted the next elf born after him to be named after him.
okay.
So
I was like weird Lord of the Rings reference,
Well,
maybe kind of.
Well, no, that's in the older editions of D&D. Elves don't die like normal people. They build a boat and sail away.
Definitely Lord of the Rings reference there. Yeah.
Gygax
was off coke a couple long enough to read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Then he was like, oh, I haven't done coke in like 3 days.
Brigadine armor is different than scale mail.
No, it isn't.
No, it's totally different.
No, it isn't. We started a D&D campaign that I don't have to run, finally.
Nice.
So I have a D&D character. Rurik Iron Fist. He's a mountain dwarf.
Cool.
And he's a barbarian. He attacked.
Big.
He also
I'm
attacked,
really shocked
but
that
mostly he just attacked. This is actually a kind of character I have never played.
yeah,
I've
usually
played
you're
paladins, I played clerics, I played a rogue once
like
that I hated.
despite the fact that you are
I'm not an edgelord. You
Rogue?
want to say it?
But
Don't even say it.
but you had a whole
Ajani.
podcast.
It is Gideon and Ajani.
You had a whole podcast.
Yeah, no, that's true.
In which you were rogue.
I think I argued with somebody about that.
About you
It
being
was
rogue.
probably on the podcast, or when we were coming up with the name. Yeah, whatever point. I hated playing the rogue.
Oh my god.
I liked playing paladin, and I liked the druid that I played. But I'm liking the barbarian because I don't really have to worry about
Barbarians are great.
doing anything except hitting stuff.
I
a
miss
lot.
my barbarian sometimes. I do miss Kate. She was great. She was a big dragonborn lady.
Oh no, I wanted to be a dwarf.
She was a
I
big,
don't remember.
We were playing this on the Citadel, and she was a big dragon lady. So when she met the kobolds, they were like, oh, "Big dragon woman."
You instantly became the waifu of all the kobolds.
That reminds me of just characters you miss playing. I played a 3 Kreen fighter,
Mhm.
2014,
Mhm.
and the charisma was a dump stat, and so I had him be just and I think I rolled for stats, so he had a -2 to charisma, just so low.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I had him be was he had basically been part, because they're kind of big praying mantis-y people,
Mhm.
and I had it be that he was looking for that his old nest had been killed, and that he was just kind of on his own, and he as a warrior for them was just a killing machine, and he had no idea what to to do
Oh
like
boy,
other
here I go killing again.
Yeah, and so, he would always just be like,
Fabulous Michael.
he'd be hanging out with the party, and like he was smart enough that he knew that he shouldn't just kill everyone that wasn't with the party. Like,
But it was very much like, who am I fighting?
yeah, he's like, so, like, do I kill that guy? And I'm like, no, it's a civilian. Like, do I kill that guy? Like, no. Stop it.
Who am I fighting? Who am I fighting?
Yeah, and the thing is, he would just like nuke people because they had, as a race, they have 4 arms, and you could take like the 2-weapon fighting.
Okay, I was like, he would
get,
nuke
like-
people. What the fuck?
And the other thing is, you could, I
It's
think,
not a
I
fighter,
don't know
it's
if
an
this,
armchair
like,
general.
yeah, I don't know if this was like rules as written or if my DM just allowed it. But
Wait,
you could,
Hold that
so
thought.
you could get 4 attacks
Keep it
in,
in my
and then
brain.
an additional attack that you could get was like biting. So I could do like 5 attacks in a round.
Okay, Anthony,
Okay,
before
thought.
you explode.
yeah, I'm keeping the thought in my brain so it doesn't escape. We didn't talk about this, but sort of along the lines of like Falcon Shield and like bands or groups that are popular because of nerd culture. Level 80 Taran Chieftain. Big Warcraft, Starcraft player, and like I think he was like basically kind of a personality on World of Warcraft. Not entirely sure about that. But Blizzard liked him so much, and he was liked by the community so much that he does the outro credits song on StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty.
Cool.
Terran
Good for
up
him.
the night. Yes, it's a pun.
No, I wasn't excited about the pun. I remembered
Wow,
that.
alright, harsh.
So,
I'm
well,
trying,
just
Jacob.
speaking of like
I'm trying.
nerd music. I'm not saying it was a bad pun. I was thinking about something else.
No, he's just trying to win points back so he can be your best friend again.
Deny.
No!
Counterspell. Anthony
1v1
cast
Man
friend-
Arabia. We'll fight.
Anthony
This
cast
will be our
friendship.
final battle.
Mana drain.
Wow.
Um,
Mana drained. Harsh. I don't even get a cancel.
No.
Yep.
Split second.
Dovin's veto.
Dovin's
spell
veto.
swindle.
They make treasure.
This is the magic reference references
Magic.
podcast now.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. We're all like, just.
We're
I
big
mean,
fucking nerds. Like,
we've always been into Magic. But sometimes for me it like ebbs and flows. Like sometimes I'm like really into Magic, and then other times I'm like, oh yeah, I play. Like, so, but one of my like religious leaders over my congregation was he was like one of the music directors for Blizzard.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He
That's
like. Well, I might be
Really?
wrong. But I guess he was a contractor. Sorry, he was contracted to make music for Blizzard. So like he made the music for
okay,
one
that's
of their
really
Hearthstone
different than being a
trailers.
music director.
I'm sorry, my
Okay.
brain. I'm
I was
just I was so
like,
excited.
Whoa.
I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry. So he wrote the music for one of their trailers for Hearthstone.
Okay.
And he wrote the Bastion theme for that
Bastion?
character. Yeah, for Bastion
Bastion.
in
Oh, in
Overwatch.
Hearthstone. I thought you were talking about
No, in
Bastion. or
Overwatch.
In Overwatch.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you were
for
talking about
Bastion
Bastion,
and
the game Bastion.
No.
Okay.
yeah, no,
For
not
Overwatch
the game Bastion, for Overwatch Bastion. He wrote for like that. He wrote the whole theme, so
That's
like that
cinematic.
entire trailer, all the
Yeah.
music in that is him.
That's really cute. I do
Wow.
like that cinematic
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, and he got to when they did some kind of award ceremony or whatever, and he got to be there. So it was just fun, you
Yeah.
know. Like he's just real cool dude.
So, I will say, we've just spent like a while just listing these and talking about the nature of it. My question
I mean,
is,
definitely go look them up.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, we've thrown around a lot of shit.
What I'm saying,
If
what
you
I was
have
gonna say
time to
was,
listen to, if you have time to listen to us gibber about it, definitely go look them up.
what I was going to say was,
I got really excited. I'm
I
sorry.
want to
This happens
talk
a lot.
about why we like them and why people listen to this and why people create, basically fan music or fan inspired music, right? Like why like and I think a lot of it, you guys can agree, probably just boils down to like loving a thing and wanting to create around that thing. It's fan fiction, it's fan art, it's the same idea, right? Like
it tribute.
Yeah. It's taking, something you love about it and just sharing it with the world in a new creative way. And
Also,
sometimes that's like, Dan Bull's Dovahkiin epic rap, and sometimes it's Double Rainbow all the way across the sky.
I mean, if anyone knows anything about any music groups that do like references, or not even really references or parodies, but like, I guess in the same way that like Falcon Shield like has songs about League of Legends, if there's anyone that does anything about Magic the Gathering, I want to know.
Oh, I mean,
and I
Remy.
don't want it to be terrible.
Remy, he's the closest thing we've got.
Okay.
Have I contemplated writing music about Magic? I have. Am I gonna do it? Probably not, because that feels really overwhelming, and I would have to share it with the world, and no one needs that.
Wow.
I mean, I still need to do a thing of like my terrible idea for Emricola.
Sorry, what?
It's the soda that all the planeswalkers drink. Emricola.
Sorry, I heard what you said. What? Why?
Granted, Emra Kool-Aid is on a playmat, and that's like better, ultimately.
Yeah.
But...
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like planeswalkers are more likely to just drink an energy drink called Spark.
Wait a second. Actually, wait. So, I know they had the like Hasbro crossover with the Transformers universe.
What do you mean the Hasbro crossover?
So Hasbro owns. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not
So
a crossover.
sometimes
they own them.
but they're unofficial cards.
But it's cross.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
cross.
Okay.
Yeah, they're silver bordered cards.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the Transformers universe, they all have a spark.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it's called canonically. Is
so
the
are
Allspark?
you implying
They're planeswalkers.
that,
Yes.
that Optimus Prime is a planeswalker?
Heck, yes.
Have we considered that maybe Ursa created the Transformers?
Holy mackerel. Yes. Of course he would make a monstrosity like Unicron.
Of course he would.
Ursa, you dummy.
Yeah, this.
Okay, so you give
This feels
Urza
right to
shit,
me.
but you're like, oh, Nico Bolas didn't do anything wrong.
Didn't do anything wrong.
What the? Are you fucking like what? What?
He's just
what
trying to
was in
restore
that
his honor.
cereal that you ate? What? He was trying to restore his honor. The
Yeah.
fuck?
This
Jake, what the fuck? He was
that
trying to become a
gosh darn-
god and kill
the gosh-
everyone.
The gosh
He was
darn
like,
ending.
I'm a god now. Kill everyone. Step 1, become a god. Step 2, kill everyone. Step 3, be a dick. That's Nico Bolas' like life plan.
He did, yeah, but he didn't become like a god like yet.
He forgot
like,
step 4.
He was a
where
pretender
he
to
gets
the
murdered.
throne. He was a pretender to the throne.
Oh, no, apparently that's doing nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Those are two very different sides.
So, I don't know. Anything...
Definitely check out all of the music
Yeah.
that we've talked about.
Just like here's
Send me your number one, like
Yeah.
first song that comes to mind when you think about nerd music. Both of you send it to me, and I'll link all 3 of ours in the chat down below. Jacob, what is yours? Come up, quick, right now. Nerd music.
First song.
Think.
I have mine.
First song comes to mind.
Shoot, that's hard. There's a lot that's just so good. But I think, as much as I love the Protomen and recommend them as just listening to their entire albums, I am going to recommend New Black Gold by Miracle of Sound.
Okay. Brenna.
This Gigantic Robot Kills by MC Lars featuring the Back Commander. MC Backman.
It features MC Backman.
It
Really?
features MC Backman. He
Lead
does the
singer
chorus.
of the
The
Aquabats.
Aquabats. This gigantic robot kills. He's gonna turn. It's great. Just have a fun time.
Interesting.
Have a fun time listening to the gigantic robot kills.
As much as I want to.
Also, I will also throw out Dragon Ball Durag by Thundercat because that song's funky.
Funky.
Okay. As much as I want to recommend Dovahkiin, we've talked about it too much.
Too much.
So I'm gonna recommend. I'm gonna recommend We Are Assassins because I think the flow is better
I would
than in
agree.
Hoist the Black Flag. All three by Dan Bull. But I will recommend Hoist the Black Flag just because I sing sea shanties like the big fucking weirdo that I am.
No, it's very
Claire
popular
might
on the
Claire
internet right
might
now.
start a men's sea shanty group at her high school that she teaches at, and I
Yeah.
am hyped if that happens.
That'd be real fun.
Yeah.
Back to Brenna's question. Why? Why? I honestly
Why
think
what?
that
Do
like
people...
why does all of this exist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what was the question?
Why does it exist?
I have forgotten. Because it's awesome.
I think it's that there's a lot of people who have different skill sets, and you know, when you have something, you don't necessarily want to create the thing that you love, or like an adjacent, like maybe if you love comic books, maybe you're not really a great artist, but you just love the stories and art and other things, and so like
I mean, it's the same reason people like write fan fiction or draw fan art, and I mean like actual fan fiction, actual art. I'm not talking about like porn, but like people write like fan fiction stories
I
about
would
their
say
characters.
porn fan fiction and fan art is
I mean-
still technically...
Ooh.
That's not what I was talking about, but yes, it exists.
Well, what I'm saying, it's still technically valid, like, as a form of appreciation. We're not here to kink shame.
Yeah. Well, in my head, I feel like those
Okay.
are different parts of the brain.
That's fair. I will give it.
Yeah,
I will
no,
give you that.
No, absolutely true. But yeah, so like it's the same reason that like fan art and
Yeah.
fan fiction, like written fan fiction, exists. This is just the music version of that.
Mhm.
There's like writing, music,
Yeah.
art, whatever. This is the music version of fan fiction.
Mhm.
I would say 9 times out of 10. Like sometimes it's just like a blatant rip on what the original artist is doing, but I would also say like chip tunes have become weirdly popular as like fan music of games and even like shows and movies. I've heard a James Bond theme chip tune, and I was like,
Well,
this
and
is
I think
good.
Troll the Lol chiptune.
I was gonna say, I feel
Spicy.
like chiptunes have come back into popularity, right? Because there's a nostalgia to it. Also, a lot of games like Undertale are utilizing 8-bit music styles, or Everhood. They're utilizing like that 8-bit music style and taking it and running with it. So
I mean, I would say that's for 2 reasons. One, because it's really easy.
correct.
Like comparatively, I would be terrible at it, but like comparatively to writing like an original score with like whatever, like, or just like making a chiptune track, like comparatively, like just making a chiptune track would be a lot easier than just like hiring 800 of your closest friends that happen to be professional musicians and like having them perform some fantastic score while some garbage
That are
Modern Warfare
not,
shit happens in the background.
Yeah, and your friends who are not Blizzard music directors.
You gotta have 799 more closest friends, Jacob. Closest music professional musician friends.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this topic is very broad, and I feel like we covered it broadly, but I think that's kind of what it needs.
Covered it
Yeah.
womanly.
If people... What? No. No. No.
Sounds
so broad.
women.
Only I can say that. As the broad of this podcast.
As the broadcast.
What?
Wait, that's a thing.
That's gotta
That would be
exist,
really-
right?
That would be a
thing.
really good name. For
That's
an
gotta be a
all-female
podcast, right? Like the broadcast? And it's gotta be the.
Full of broad.
Well, there's the broadswords, which is clever, and I love that. It's an all-female D&D game.
Where they
Okay.
all play sentient swords.
No.
Wall
No.
of Swords. When I said we needed more swords to defend the realm.
Yep, the
this is not
broadcast
exactly what I
podcast
had in mind.
exists.
The broadcast podcast.
Anyway,
we here on the
I
Dr.
feel
Z
like.
show support the broadcast podcast. I don't
God.
know what it's about, but we support them
Excuse
For
me.
you.
just for the name.
And now they have to. They're legally obligated to say that they're sponsored by us.
God. Oh my God. Well, what
Please
I have nothing more to say on the topic, and I feel like we covered it well.
I mean, I feel like like you're right. I also feel like we didn't really
I'm
say.
gonna be right back.
Okay,
I have to.
we didn't. That's fine. We didn't really correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob. Now that Brenna is off the show and she will not correct me. if
She's
I am
never
wrong.
going to listen to this part.
I mean, probably not, honestly. I feel like we talked sort of around the topic, in circles, kind of a little bit, but music, as in writing, or as in art, or as in kind of any type of media, movies, television, video games, anything.
Yeah.
Is really up to it's up to not the user, but the patron of the art. You could really be into Picasso but hate Van Gogh. I'm just picking a random example out of my ass.
Yeah. No, and that's
So
good.
music is one of those things. We've talked a lot about rappers and rock, but if you're really into maybe classical music about video games exists. Maybe
there are-
if it doesn't, hey, $1 million
don't
idea.
I don't know if it does, but I know that there are some bands that are dedicated to doing popular music in old styles. And I don't
Okay.
know if it would ever be an intersection.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've talked around this topic quite a bit, but hey, I mean, we're gonna link our recommendations down below and let us know what you guys' favorite music about video games or music or TV shows is. Also, we didn't mention it, but I just want to shout out JT something, the Cuphead rap. It's really good.
Oh,
JT
and
something, I'll look it up.
what's his name?
right now.
He does stuff with Afixa, or is it Afixa?
Oh, None Like Joshua.
Young-
Oh my god,
yeah,
I
None
can't
Like
believe I forgot
Joshua,
None Like
yeah.
Joshua and Afixa. Oh my god.
I think
Yeah,
what
there's
we've
a lot of
got.
different-
The Gerudo Valley dubstep rap. Forget everything I said about Dan Bull. Not everything, because he's still amazing and those songs are great. The Gerudo Valley dubstep rap fucking slaps. Oh my god, it fucking slaps. It is fire.
I also want to throw out
Fire.
more mainstream. If you haven't heard
Fire.
Skrillex's Reptile theme,
That's pretty good.
Also, I can't believe I forgot about that either. Oh, the reptile theme is so good.
did I tell you about the science experiment I did
Fight.
involving that song?
No.
I feel like this is an interesting note to end on, but the reptile.
Also, you
theme.
should check the chat.
Me?
Yeah, both of you should check the chat.
I will in a second.
What
Once we're
chat?
done. Once we're done recording. I will.
The Discord chat.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Of course that exists.
I'm sure it does.
It's real good.
So the
I'm not even gonna tell the audience what it is because they don't want to know.
so in high school, I just to end out on a weird note. In high school, we had to do a biology project that was like an animal based science fair project or science project. So my group chose.
Did you play the reptile theme for reptile?
No.
For reptiles?
No, I played it for crickets.
It's just JT music, by the way. The Cuphead rap is just JT music.
I played it for crickets. So we played different
Not
types.
reptiles.
We played it for different types of music. We played different types of music for crickets to see if it would increase or decrease their activity levels.
Okay.
They did not like Reptile.
Why?
It got them going real hard, and some of them bashed into the sides of the cage that they were in.
So
Maybe
they
it's
like
because they're afraid.
They just
They're like,
started-
oh no, a reptile.
Huh?
These reptiles eat crickets, so maybe they're like, ah, reptile, run away, flee.
But yeah, I don't remember the other two.
Reptile. Oh my god, I gotta go listen to that song now. 'cause
Although
it's
honestly,
fucking
it kind of
awesome.
thinking about the reptile theme, some of the beats in there do sound like just a big animal stomping around,
Yeah.
like it's gonna eat you.
Yeah.
And
There's a
can-
lyrics video of the reptile theme that when it makes like the weird like whoa noise, it says
Yeah.
Goron dying.
Good.
yeah,
I'm like, that's
Accurate.
a very specific reference. Reptile.
Well, anyway, I feel like that's an episode of the Dr. Z Show.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
and there will never be any new music artists ever. We've covered
Nope,
them all.
We've covered them all. We talked.
Covered them
You
all.
are not allowed to have more nerdy music. We're done, guys. It's over with.
Yeah, we're gonna send this collection to space.
Yep.
The aliens will understand. And that'll be the
And that's
entire
it.
record of human history.
We're done. That's all
Yep.
they'll know about us.
Adios.
We do.